Hi, Amanda. My name is Antoine Jackson. I'm going to be your counselor today.
Hi,
Good. Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you.
Good. I was just kind of going over some of your paperwork here and just thought it would be a good idea to bring you in for an intake assessment and do an interview with
Okay.
you. Okay. Were you comfortable? Did you find my place okay and everything?
Oh, yeah, it's a really nice place. I like it.
Okay. Good. Good. Thanks for telling me that. And glad you found it okay. And have you ever been to a counselor before?
Um, Previously for a little while I did, a long time ago.
Okay. So it's been a while.
Yep,
Okay.
it's been a while, so it's something I feel like I need to get back into.
Okay. All right. That's appreciate you sharing that with me. And, since you've been to a counselor before, I'd like to just kind of remind you about, you may remember about confidentiality. I just kind of want to, you know, go over those and explain confidentiality and kind of give you a refresher.
Okay.
Pretty much everything that we talk about here is in strict confidence. But there is some limitations to confidentiality that I wanted to share with you as well. Maybe you remember this, but things like if you're going to harm yourself, or if you tell me that you're going to harm someone else, or if you report anything to me about a child being abused or a vulnerable adult or something like that, then those things are something that would fall under the umbrella of a limitation of confidentiality, and it would be something I would have to share with my supervisor or the county. And just kind of wanted to, let you know about. You may remember that. So,
Okay.
are you okay with that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think anything like that will show up.
Okay. Sounds
So,
good. All right. Just wanted to kind of go over that with you. So I'm at this point. I just kind of want to ask you some personal questions, some demographic questions, things like that.
okay.
And again, if anything comes up that you're not comfortable with, just let me know, and we'll address it then.
Okay.
All right. So first, I'll start off asking, what cultural background do you identify yourself as?
White.
Okay. And the reason why I asked this question is because I'm a male, African American male counselor, and like you said, you identified yourself with having a cultural background of white or Caucasian, and there's sometimes some different cultural um, things that kind of come up, body language, tone, language, that we may use. If something like that comes up, and you feel a little like I'm misinterpreting something that you're saying or something like that, just let me know, because it just may be, like I'm just not really getting it or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's nice to know. My first counselor was a white female, so
Okay.
um, I guess yeah, I guess I felt more comfortable
Okay.
maybe, but I feel like maybe it'll be a little bit more professional too. I think we got a little bit too relaxed, so
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for sharing that. And again, if anything comes up, just feel free to open up and talk to me about
okay.
it. Okay. Second, I'd like to ask your marital status.
I am um I am single.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know. I had a boyfriend and off and on, so we're kind of like in the off stage for right now.
Okay. All right. So do you have any kids?
No.
Okay. So no kids. All right. And again, like these are just some personal demographic questions.
Okay.
What's your highest level of education you've completed?
Just I just my 4 years of college.
Okay. Okay. So you have a BA?
Yes.
Okay. And what's your BA in? If you don't mind me asking.
Um, Computer information systems.
Cool. Cool. I got a bit of a computer background myself, so I can relate to that background. It gets I don't know. I don't like being in a cubicle so much all the time.
Yeah.
So, um, what do you currently do for a living? Is that what you?
Yeah, so no, I've been with a company that uh, develops websites.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you're using your degree.
Trying to.
All right. It's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Um, okay. Have you ever been in the military or detained as a refugee?
No.
No. Okay. How would you describe your current physical health status?
Oh, um, I think I'm fairly healthy. I think like all women, I want to lose some weight, but I think, I don't feel like I have any major issues, any
Okay.
health problems, really.
Okay. Have you ever been hospitalized or taking any medication currently?
Um, hmm, no, I don't think so.
Okay. No. Okay.
No.
All right. Um, has there been anyone in your family who's ever had like a major or physical or mental disability that you can remember?
Hmm, no, I don't think so. I mean, you know, maybe my parents were a little bizarre, but I don't know. Maybe that's just normal.
Okay. Okay.
But no, I don't know. I guess my dad was a little bit antisocial.
Okay.
So
Okay, but no diagnosis or
no,
okay,
no,
never been hospitalized for anything
nope,
like mental. Okay.
no.
Okay. Do you currently or have you do you currently drink or use alcohol or recreational drugs?
Not usually. I mean, I go out with my friends once in a while and maybe have a few
Okay.
drinks, but that's pretty much it.
Okay, so more of a social drink.
Yes.
Okay. No recreational drug use in the past or currently?
Um, hmm, well, no.
No? Okay. All right. Okay. So what's your religious background?
I'm not really sure.
Okay, you're not okay about your religious background.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not really sure what I believe right now.
Okay, it's fair enough. Do you have many friends, and are they kind of like face to face, or just even like friends online, like
I
Facebook
have
or something?
these like three cats that are like my best
Okay,
people.
okay. So your cats are kind of like you interact mostly with your at home with your
Yeah,
cats.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, as we move forward and we're working together, I like to open the door for you to ask me questions as well. So if there's anything that you'd like to ask me now or in the future, but if
Yeah.
there's anything you'd like to ask me now,
Okay, I guess I see you don't have a ring, so doesn't mean you're not married.
good question. No, I'm not, but thank you for asking. Anything else?
Um, no,
No?
not right now.
Okay. So tell me what problems or concerns that you have that you feel that you would want to speak with a counselor about.
Well, this is the deal. I've missed quite a bit of work.
Okay.
Um, my coworkers, I don't understand this, but they told my boss that they thought I wasn't being very efficient, but not only efficient, but they told me I wasn't being organized, and um, I don't know, it was crazy, but one of the guys told me he thought I was delusional or something, and so HR required that I go seek some outside help in order to keep my job.
Okay. Okay. So that's from their perspective of why you should speak with
Yeah.
someone. I guess I'm asking more of why do you feel like, or do you feel like there's a problem or concern that you have that you would want to speak with a counselor about?
I don't think so. I mean, okay, I tend to work long hours. I don't like going home. I don't have a lot of friends, but I mean, as I told you, I have my cats, but I just, I don't see it as being a problem.
Okay.
But my mom, she calls me up and she comes over and like checks on me all the time. I mean, I don't understand why, because I'm an adult,
Okay.
but I don't know. They're all worried that I'm going to hold myself up, and I'll just, I
Okay. When did these problems first occur, that you can recall?
don't know. I don't know. I guess when I was a kid, people thought I was a little weird, but some of the kids made. I mean, I got picked on a lot. The kids kind of made fun of me because I mean, I had these wonderful ideas, and nobody else really understood them.
Okay.
And then it was like what I have. Oh, I can't think of any right now. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So you would say they started when you were a kid?
Yeah, but I mean, some of it was like I had this friend, Freddie, and he was like always with me, but nobody else said that they could see him and things like that. And then my mom said it was imaginary friend, but I don't know why she said that.
Okay. Okay. And so that's something that again happened when you were a kid. What strategies have you used in the past to kind of cope with eliminating these problems? But I
Well,
mean, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I guess you're right because um I did work on it because I did go to school and I got a degree. Um, but I don't know. That could have been because I had, I don't know, a boyfriend at the time and he kind of pushed me through. My grades weren't very good though. I just felt like I had to go to school and I just became to where I didn't tell anybody about um, what was going on around me.
Okay. Okay. So kind of wrapping yourself up in your work was kind of a strategy you used. It sounds like you're saying.
Yeah, I think so. If I went home, I just sit there and I sit in the same chair for hours. So it's better to just go to work.
Okay. Okay. Um, are there any like situations or people or events that kind of trigger these
Well,
symptoms?
I don't know. I guess now that you're saying that, I think when my friend Freddie died, I I guess that's about the time when my work started getting bad. Mm.
Okay. Um, so at that time um, is when you could say that you noticed the symptoms, or that was like a trigger. But has there been any triggers, like are there any current triggers that like situations or people or events that kind of trigger these for you?
I'm not sure what you mean, but I don't think that's a problem. I think it's honestly, I think it's the place that I work at.
Okay.
I think they're the ones with the problem, and they just, I've tried to do what I can do to be as good of a worker as I could be, but it's like I don't know.
Okay. Um, and I mean, you've kind of mentioned how um, you use work as a coping strategy, but then once you were saying Freddie died, it kind of interfered with your. It was a trigger for the symptoms.
Yeah, so I was going to tell you I guess I did used to. Um, I don't know. I had a friend and I smoked pot with, but I don't know. I don't. When I was in high school, I don't think that really mattered.
Okay. And I meant to tell you this up front. I'm sorry. I'm just taking notes as we're talking. Okay.
No, okay.
All right.
As long as you
Okay.
don't show anybody, because
Yep.
I don't know, my work, they want to report, but if you can just tell them that I'm very good and I'm fine.
Again, confidentiality is something I take very serious. Okay.
Okay.
So that's not something you should have to worry about. Okay.
Okay.
So, and the reason why I asked, kind of getting back to what we were talking about, I want to know, does this problem interfere with the things that you do, like in your daily life, like with work, interacting with people,
Well, that's
taking care of your cats, even maybe?
no, my cats are fine. They're little babies, but
Okay.
I mean, I take care of them because they're my kids.
Okay.
But no, I think I go to work at like 4:30 in the morning. Most times I don't come home till, I don't know, 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. My office, I don't even understand this, but they moved my office, so I'm kind of like down a dark corridor, and I don't like it because it's very. I think what it used to be was um, a utility closet, and then they turned it into my office.
Okay.
But there's no windows or anything, and then just I feel sometimes like I'm so closed up.
Okay. Okay. And so again, with these symptoms, like do you feel like that is interfering with your work? Because I mean, like, so the environment. Because I mean, I guess we can kind of backtrack. Would you feel? Because I kind of asked if there's any situations or events that kind of serve as triggers. Um, would you say what you were just describing about your work environment is that
Maybe, but I think that's their fault, not my fault.
okay? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this questioning gets just too much for me.
Okay. Um, are you okay if we continue?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Um, so moving along. If if you feel uncomfortable, just let me know about something I'm talking about. Okay.
Okay.
Have you, or I'm sorry, does the problem, or what you were stating is as a problem, do you feel like it affects your ability to fulfill like some like cultural expectations at all?
No, I work like I'm supposed to.
Okay. All
And
right.
my mom comes over and cleans up my place and takes my trash out and stuff, so I think everything's fine.
Okay. Now, kind of looking at how you were just describing your work environment. Have you ever been, you know, at work or in a situation that may be a trigger? Um, have you ever been in that type of situation and your symptoms not occurred?
Oh, got a little bug on me.
Oh,
Um, yeah, I don't know. I I don't. So I don't think that I have symptoms.
okay.
I mean, this is what they tell me. I mean, my work and my mom, and I don't know. I just said that I acted odd and things like that, but I don't think I do. I mean, and people have told me that, but I don't I don't see that I have any symptoms. So,
Okay.
I mean, aren't symptoms like if I was depressed, I'd be crying, right? Or if I'm anxious, I'd be jumpy, or I don't feel, well, maybe I'm anxious. When I sit in my chair when I get home, I rock back and forth for a while to kind of soothe me.
Okay.
But I don't think anything triggers it. It's just a comfort to help
Okay.
me relax.
Like when you say help you relax, is that to help you relax from, kind of winding down from the day or from something in particular?
I don't know. I think it's hard to concentrate on the questions all the time.
Okay.
Maybe. Does it does it help me relax? No, it might be. I don't know. Work is kind of always stressful, isn't it, for everybody?
Mm.
I didn't tell you the one day that the one reason that my work decided that I needed to get help was because they had to call the cops. They called the cops because I, it's kind of a stupid thing. I don't understand it, but they said that I was shaking against there's a gate.
Okay.
I don't know. They called the cops, and that's why I'm here.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't want to tell you. I tried to, because I don't know that they're telling the truth about it.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you sharing that with me. Um. Okay. So looking at the potential problem or a potential concern, if you had to rate its severity, because I know that you stated that it's not something that you acknowledge as being a problem or a concern. But you kind of said about some anxiety or rocking back and forth and things like that um, to relax yourself. So if potentially there was a problem or a concern and you had to rate it on a scale of like one being the worst and 100 being like, you know, um, the best.
That's a long number. That's a lot of numbers.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe
Maybe 1 to 10.
maybe a three.
Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 3.
Yes.
Okay. So again, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. So you would say it would be a 3.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Um,
But can I change my mind at any time?
yeah, I mean, and that's, you know, what this process is about. It's about kind of gauging where you are currently and as we continue through the process.
Okay.
Okay. And like, would you say that any of these concerns, potential concerns or symptoms, lead you to feel like, you want to kill yourself or die or anything like that?
That's what they tell me, and I don't understand. I don't know why you're obsessing about that because it doesn't. I've never thought that, and I don't know why everybody keeps asking me that question. Why would I want to die? That doesn't even make sense.
Okay. Now, um, you said it's a 3 now as far as your, the severity.
Mm.
Would you say it ever gets close to being like the worst, which is a 1? I mean, closer than a 3, because I mean, I know 3 is, pretty close.
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe a one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Okay. And when that may happen or may not happen, um, or when it does, if it does, what does that look like or feel like to you?
As my palms get sweaty and my heart races.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. Somebody else makes me feel this way, so I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know. They say I get irritable and I lash out, but I don't know if I believe that either.
Okay.
'Cause I don't feel like I do.
Now you said someone makes you feel this way.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't have I don't know. I don't want to talk about it right now.
Okay. That's perfectly fine. Um, so as we talk about these problems right now, have you noticed any change in, how you feel about it? Um,
I just want to go to sleep.
okay. Is that how you were feeling when you initially started also the interview?
I don't remember. Mm, I think people just pay too much attention to what I do. I don't know mine matters.
Okay. And, as we're moving forward and we're working together, I like to kind of explain my approach to, working
Oh,
with people.
medication. You said medication.
Yeah.
Did you mean like prescription?
Yes, when we were, yep, the initial question of,
Okay. I am but I can't remember their names.
okay,
I want my medication.
okay, I'll just take note of that. Okay. And so again, my therapeutic approach is when I'm working with people is kind of a team effort, us working together, communicating to kind of build an alliance, so working on the same team, not just um, me stating, here's what I think is going on. It's more of, you telling me what's going on and the two of us kind of working towards some resolutions toward those concerns. Okay.
I suppose that's fine.
Okay. Um, so I know that you said that you're here because your job forced you pretty much to come here. Is that correct?
Yeah, they think I shouldn't be working or something. I think they're just trying to get rid of me.
Okay.
I've been there for, I don't know, for a while now, so I think it's their way of getting me out of there.
Okay.
My mom says that's not true, but I don't know that I believe it.
Okay.
Did I tell you my dad died?
No, you didn't. I'm sorry to hear that.
Like, I don't know, it was like a year ago.
Okay.
He was a heavy drinker.
Okay, he was.
Yeah, but nothing to worry about.
Okay. So do you feel comfortable telling me more about your family life? Like,
Um,
do you have any siblings?
I've got 4 sisters. I can't remember. I have one sister in Oregon and one sister in Roseville and one brother in Minneapolis and another sister on the East Coast. So
Okay.
I guess that's 4 maybe.
Okay. All right. So what was it like growing up in your household?
I think it was fine. My mom, she spent a lot of time with me,
Okay.
more than anybody else. I needed my mom more though.
Okay. Now, where do you fall in the birth order?
Um, I'm the youngest.
Okay, so you're the baby. Okay. Cool.
That's what my mom worries about me. I think this is all in her head too, but whatever. I think she just doesn't want to keep cleaning up my apartment, so.
Okay. How would you feel like you say your relationship is with with your mom and your siblings?
Good, I guess. My two older sisters are so far on the other side of the country. So.
Okay.
My mom, I don't know. I see my mom like almost every day now.
Okay. And you said you have a brother in Minneapolis, right?
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't talk to me too much. I think it's just because he's a boy.
Okay. All right.
Plus, I don't think he likes cats.
Hmm.
And he doesn't, he thinks that I was mean to the cats.
Okay.
I wasn't mean to my cats.
Now, do you find your family a good source of support? As far as like, do you use that as a strategy when you're maybe feeling this way to communicate
Yeah,
with them?
I guess.
Yeah. Okay. And I mean that's good to see family and friends as a good source of support and communication. But sometimes family can kind of have their own agendas for or reasons for helping you and wants you to do things their way versus how you want to do things yourself. So that's where kind of having a counselor or an
Mm-hmm.
outside source, someone outside the circle to work with. So that's kind of what I'd like to see myself as. Hopefully you see me that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, how would you rate your ability to balance family and work and relationships?
I was doing fine until they made me take a leave. I, I was doing fine.
Okay.
Besides, the only reason that I went to work at 4:30 in the morning was because I don't like people to really see me.
Okay. Okay. So you get there pretty early so you can beat the rush,
No,
or
no, I mean when I leave my apartment.
okay. Okay. So if you had to scale it on 1 to 10, one being the worst, 10 being the best, just again your ability to kind of balance work, family, and relationships with other people, friends.
10.
Okay, so you'd say it's really good.
I was fine.
Okay,
It's like I told the person in my company, there wasn't a problem. It's just they were ganging up on me.
okay. All right, so let's talk about what's happening in your life right now. Like describe like a typical day.
Now that I'm not working, I just sit in my chair.
Okay.
I might have a tablespoon of peanut butter for breakfast. I try to eat maybe a half of a peanut butter sandwich for lunch. And I just sit there. I don't do anything because I don't know. There's other weird stuff going on in my apartment. Because my mom always has to clean up after if I don't make a mess. I just sit in my chair. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. And so right now you're not working. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay. So how much time do you spend like with like a partner or
I'm
friends or
in,
anything like that?
okay, so I kind of wasn't completely, I mean, I wasn't completely honest. It wasn't really a boyfriend, it was just a guy I hung out with,
Okay.
but we didn't do anything, so you
Okay.
don't need to worry. That would be a big no-no, so.
Okay. Okay. So you don't spend any time with that individual or anyone like friends or anything?
No, that friend of mine, he, he moved away, I guess.
Okay.
But he didn't tell me he was moving.
Okay.
But maybe someday I'll see him another day.
Okay. Now you said you had 3 cats. How much time do you spend with the cats?
Hmm. I don't know. They're just when they want to come up on my lap, I guess.
Okay.
You asked if I took care of them, I think. And my mom, she takes care of their litter and stuff. And then my mom says I shouldn't have the cats anymore.
Okay.
Because my brother is trying to convince her that I hurt them.
Okay. So it sounds like your mom is over at your place pretty often.
Well, she says she has to make sure I'm safe. It's that whole thing you asked about if I think about killing myself or something. I don't know what her problem is.
Okay. How much time would you say you spend with your mom?
She comes maybe for an hour.
Okay.
She doesn't come too much because she goes out with the ladies in her church and they go have coffee and stuff.
Okay.
But they don't. She never invites me. Not that I would go anyway because I don't really like being around people.
Okay.
Oh, whoops! I wasn't supposed to tell you that. Huh. I think that's why they didn't want me at work.
So I guess that leads to my next question. How much time do you spend alone?
I got my 3 cats. I never alone. Plus, when I used to believe in something, I felt like there was something like a God, but that was with me all the time. But I don't know anymore.
Okay.
Because I'm really mad about being this whole thing with my work is just ridiculous.
Okay. So you said that you don't feel like you spend time alone because you're there with your cats. Um, so what are some of the things you like to do when you're home with your cats?
I don't do anything. I said I just sit on my.
Okay, in your chair. Okay.
I don't have a TV or anything.
Okay.
Besides, if I read the newspaper, sometimes there are those weird messages for me in there, and I don't like to read the newspaper
Okay.
because it makes me feel like I have to go do something.
Okay.
And then somebody one time gave me a computer so that I could have my own computer at home, but I didn't understand that because I just used my computer when I was at work, so
Okay.
it's not like I want to work when I'm at home.
Okay. All right. No, I mean we're kind of coming to the close of our session right now, and before we leave, I'd like to, give you a question to think about. Okay.
Okay.
Um, what would your life be like if you didn't have these particular concerns or problems?
So if
And just well, I'm just giving it to you to think about. And what will you need to change this to happen? So again, what would your life be like if you didn't have these concerns or problems, and what would you need to change for this to happen? So again, this is just something for you to think about, um, for our next session. If you like to just kind of store it in your head, or if you want to write it down, however you want to, present it to me next time when we meet. But I think that would be a good idea. I'm looking forward to meeting with you again, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time, um, for sitting here and doing this intake interview with me. And again, everything will be kept in confidentiality. And you don't have any more questions for me?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, Amanda. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Take care.